are, morning up, putting some breakfast together for the car. We've made it to the final ring on the countdown. All right, day one of driving. We're gonna do more miles today than any other day on the trip. Try to get as far about as Boise. We made it to Natchez, only 2 wrong turns, courtesy of me, and yeah, they are setting up for a movie. How we doing so far?
Driving is easier than last time we drove.
Bless you. And we made it to Baker City, where there was a Pioneer-themed playground and cool toys. And then we visited the Baker City Heritage Museum, which was in a building called the Nat. It's on the National Historic Register. And they had lots of cool displays about the history of the region, as well as, no joke, a 6-foot slide rule math teacher's dream, and a bunch of cool rocks. These were in their own special room because it turns out some minerals glow under ultraviolet light. So when you turn the black light on, sure enough they do. Titus's favorite part may have been the giant crystals, but mine was when Joey yelled, "Flintlocks!" and ran across the museum to the firearm display. And then we had a discussion about museum decorum. We then went and looked at the Oregon Trail ruts because, unfortunately, the National Oregon Trail Interpretive Center was closed. All right, we made it to Caldwell, Idaho. We're staying with Jenny's uncle. How was the first day?
The first day was pretty good. I found that logging the time drive start and drives end is pretty interesting. And we weren't very bored in the car. We made it to the museum in Baker City, and it had very nice wildlife displays. And now we are in my uncle's house in Caldwell, Idaho.
How far did we go today?
I didn't actually add up the hours, but the estimate was around 8.
Well, you see all kinds of stuff driving through Idaho, including fences, which don't appear to be keeping anything out. We assume they're to stop the snow from drifting on the highway. We have made it to the Riverwalk in Caldwell, Idaho. The kids are rocking the Riverside percussion. We left Caldwell, went through the Boise National Forest and the Sawtooth National Forest, which had about half dozen trees between them, but good preserved grassland. And we have made it now to Craters of the Moon National Monument, and we're about to hike up to Cinder Cone, or Inferno Cone. You made it up, bud. Steep trail to get to the top of the Inferno Cone. What's going on there, Thomas?
The wind is holding my hat for me. My shoe is
Your shoes are burnt?
Yeah, my shoe soul color has changed too.
Oh, I think that's red from the rock.
So we're going down Teton Pass, and then we smell this terrible smell. It sounds like something's burning. We attribute it to the truck in front of us and its brake pads. Turns out it was our own.
So now we are
In
Jackson,
Wyoming,
at
McDonald's.
letting our brakes cool and seeing if that's all the more we need to do.
All right.
You doing the sniff test, Joey? Hey, Joey.
Oh, I smell it.
What's the verdict? Have the brakes recovered? Will they get us to Teton?
No.
Yes! How far away is Teton? Oh, I will
Half an hour, maybe?
milk.
Don't pour milk on it, please. Well, the car seems to have recovered nicely, and we made it to Grand Teton. We are attaching our second sticker to Windy, our camper. We have the Baker Heritage Museum, and now Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve. Morning experiment. We bought this pot at the junction, Center Street Junction, thrift store in our town, and it had this inside it, which we had no idea of until after we had purchased it. So I'm gonna see if you crack 6 eggs in there and put water underneath, what you get. Well, they took a little longer to cook, but what's the verdict?
They're really good.
They're very hot.
You might be able to eat them better if you hold your shit a little further up.
And what is Mom's verdict on the egg method?
They're really hard to wash. We're gonna have to do something different next time.
Oh well. Look at this camper. Just set up last night, and then 16 hours later, looks like you guys are putting it away. What are we doing, Titus?
Leaving to get closer to the stuff we want to see.
At
And
what-
closer to showers, but we won't have electricity or air conditioning.
At what park?
Grand Teton.
So this was the first place we did reservations, and we didn't really know how recreation.gov worked, so we didn't get the good campsite. We had to be here for 1 night before we can go be there for 2. Had electricity tonight, none where we're headed. And on our way to the new campground, we have made it to the Snake River overlook of the Grand Teton mountain range, made famous by Ansel Adams, who took a picture of it. We got the camper moved, and then we went up to Coulter Bay to see if they'd rent canoes, and they don't. But they sent us back to Signal Mountain where our campground is, because they said they rent them here. So we came back here and they rent kayaks, but it's too windy, so we're swimming. And here we are, Jackson Lake, Grand Tetons. It is 65 degrees in the water. They're trying to convince Mom to go in past her knees. They got her. And while he was swimming, Thomas found a what?
A potato.
A real potato?
No, it's a rock.
And after our day at the beach, Mom is taking some of the kids back, but I'm pretty sure this trail will get us to our campsite, so Thomas and I are gonna try it. Did it work, Thomas? Did it get us back?
Yes.
And there is no sign of Mom.
We beat the car.
Next morning, tried fried eggs, but I could not find the pancake turner anywhere, and it turns out our rubber scraper is not heat safe. Day 2 at Grand Tetons. What are we doing, Jenny?
We are on the dock at Jenny Lake, waiting for a shuttle to take us across so we can do a couple hikes. And then we're gonna take the shuttle back.
Well, it was a grueling 1,000 feet of elevation gain, but we made it to Inspiration Point, which you can't see much from because we're hiding behind a tree eating our lunches. What happened to your Nutrigrain bar there?
I don't know.
It's all inflated because of the elevation gain. And if we can avoid being eaten by the aggressive chipmunks, we should make it down the other side. Well, Joey, we made it up past Inspiration Point, up the canyon a ways, and now we're back in line for the shuttle boat across Jenny Lake. What did you think of the hike?
Very nice. Except for my legs. I think it was very hard.